What's up, tricksters, and welcome to another episode of Yoru to Immortal series, a series where I'm teaching you my best Radiant tips, tricks, and strategies for Yoru. In the last episode, we reached Diamond 3 with 100% win rate, and now we need only 3 more games for Ascendant. So let's see if we can continue with this green carpet, and I'm going to teach you some crazy Yoru strategies in order to rank up faster. If you have any questions about Yoru, feel free to ask me down in the comments, or you can join my Discord server for professional Valorant coaching. Also, all of these games are streamed live on my Twitch channel, so you can tune into my daily streams and get some free tips as well. Other than that, let's hop into our first game for today, baby. Now, the first game was just a warm-up match on Haven, where my teammates were so good that I didn't need to do anything in order to win. We definitely take those, because there's still plenty of games left to lose our sanity in Ascendant and Immortal Elo hell. But in the second game on Bind, we had to turn on our hard carry mode. We're playing the 4th round on Defender side, and we have absolutely no idea which bomb site enemies are going to execute. Remember, my friends, that on Bind, B site is your default bomb site and a bit higher priority when you cannot read the enemy's pattern of pushing. Also with Yoru, you can always do some gambles in terms of your initial positioning, because we can set up our teleports for faster rotations. That is why in the last 10 seconds of our preparation phase, I'm using this teleport lineup that is going to end up at the back of A site. So if enemies decide to push A instead of B, I'm ready to support my teammates everywhere. Now, when you're playing on Defender side on any map, don't make this very common mistake. You never want to sell the main areas of that map for free to the enemy team without contesting them at all. And a lot of players in Valorant are playing way too passive on Defender side. Essentially, your starting position can never be all the way at the backside, or god forbid in holes or elbow for some reason. These are your last positions on which you're trying to contest the enemies as they're executing the bomb site. You always need to start a bit more aggressive towards main areas of the map, and here is the list of tasks that you want to complete when you're defending some bomb site. Number 1. We want to gather the information about potential enemies that are pushing our bomb site as soon as possible, so that our teammates can rotate a bit faster in order to help us out. Number 2. We want to waste as much utility as possible from the enemy team before they reach choke points, so they will have less utility to actually execute the bomb site. Number 3. We want to abuse as many different positions, common angles, pixel angles, and off angles, in order to potentially take 1 or 2 kills, create some numbers advantage, and fall back to play together with our teammates on the refrag potential. Thus, selling this map control to the enemy team is absolutely stupid and the worst thing that you can do on Defender side. There are some rounds where you want and need to play a bit more passive, but most of the time you don't want to do this. And remember that if you're holding some area of the map alone, you don't need to commit yourself into some pointless 50-50 gunfights, but rather you want to abuse as many safe strategies and angles as possible to potentially get some free kills and stay alive long enough in order for your teammates to rotate and help you out. Because in Valorant, it's always better for you to fight together with your teammates rather than fighting alone, especially in the full buy rounds. And also, playing 5v5 retakes is always better rather than trying to be some kind of a hero that is going to stop the 5-man enemy push alone. And then you die, enemies take the bomb site for free, and your teammates are playing a 4v5 retake. So your job is to gather information, make enemies waste some of their utility, maybe get a kill by abusing some safe strategy, make sure that you're buying enough time for your teammates to rotate, and then play on a refrag potential. Because of this mindset that I just taught you, I'm starting this round alone in the hookah, and I'm holding a tight pixel angle where I don't need to commit myself into some pointless 50-50 gunfight. After this kill on Raze, my job is done. We created numbers advantage, and I'm slowly moving back towards my teammates so that we can play together on the refrag potential. Also, here I've used my clone in order to gather information about some more potential enemies that are maybe pushing through the window, while this clone will also delay their push for a bit as I'm trying to connect with my teammates on the site. But here I made the first mistake. Remember, my friends, that in the game of Valorant, you need to track what your teammates are doing on the same level as you track your enemies. Because most of the time your gorilla teammates are only going to see the blood in their eyes, and they will probably take some pointless gunfights that can hurt your overall chances of winning rounds and games. That is why one of the main rules that you should follow in Valorant is: Always try to play on refrag potential with your most aggressive teammates that have the highest chances of dying, or that are doing something useful for your team. In this example, instead of playing passively, I should have played with my ISO and used his life as a refrag tool. Yes, he didn't say a single word that he is going to fight enemies alone in the B-long area of the map, but that is exactly one of the skill sets that you need to master in Valorant, and that is the skill set of silent support. Based on his body posture and utility usage, it was obvious that he is going into enemies with full speed ahead. Thus, I should have read his move and used him to fight enemies together. Now, after that shenanigan, I've just decided to play passively with my Skye and jump spot Hookah and Garden from the backside. As you can see, I'm always gathering information first before I engage enemies into some gunfights or with my utility. Also, I've used my second teleport for fast rotation because enemies showcase some presence in a short area of the map. Long one.
They were both long. I hit
Long both.
Both.
Both side! Jesus.
One enemy remaining.
This teleport was a complete misclick that can easily cost us this round. I knew that Reyna was backside and I wanted to pull out my flash and fight Reyna together with my Brimstone, but I just fat-fingered my mouse buttons. Happens to everyone, my friends.
Last player standing.
Big teleport.
10 seconds left.
Thankfully, I had one flash left to take this 1v1 gunfight against Reyna, but that flash was also bad. Instead of bouncing this flash from the wall, I should have used some kind of a one-way or fast flash from the ground, which is much harder to dodge and it's easier to go for Ferrari peek together with this utility usage. Remember, my friends, when you're using Yoru flash, you always want to hide the trail of the flash as much as you can, so that enemies have lower chances of dodging it. Now, in the next round, enemies pushed A site and we were left in a 2v3 retake scenario. Usually when I'm going for A site retakes on bind, if I have a long range weapon, I'm always trying to get some kills from A tower before I fall down onto the bomb site.
Spike planted.
Dead.
Wait. Now, when you have Yoru ultimate with Shorty, you can easily gather information for your team and get some very easy kills if you properly combine your utility and close the gap with enemies.
One enemy remaining.
Which in this scenario I didn't do at all, and I completely wasted my ultimate potential.
Time to jump.
This round could have been much easier if my Skye waited for me to pressure the remaining enemies and if we engaged them together, but also my utility usage could have been much better in this round to create some easier fights. For an example, I could have easily flashed that Reyna in the lamps, close the gap, get out of my ultimate, pull out the Shorty, and bam bam, baby! Now remember, when you're playing Yoru, if you hit the right timing when enemies are fully distracted by your team, it's very easy to abuse enemy smokes to peek them with the pop flashes and take some free kills. So when you're smoked off, check the minimap and choose the right moment of time to strike.
Spike down.
I
B.
know exactly where you are. Light. My arm
One
ready.
enemy remaining.
Whoa.
Time to show me a
That was such a good clip, man. That was such a good clip. I wanted to fake her with a teleport there and get an easy kill, but the Cypher ultimate me up, bro. Now, you've probably noticed in my clips that I'm able to hold some extremely tight pixel angles and get kills like this, for an example. I'm taking money only from coaching. And from this raise! Discord.gg/charlatan, bro. Pixel angles. So, if this video reaches 2000 likes, I'm going to share with you some training routines and make an angle holding guide that will definitely improve your reaction time in order to take these free kills. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now and watch all of these videos from beginning to the end, if you don't want to miss some important information for your grind. And on my Discord server, you can access the Yoru ranked playbook, which is gonna help you a lot when it comes to mastering this agent on every single map in Valorant.
Cutting through. Killed their cipher.
Once again, remember that Operator is not an exclusive weapon for only Jet and Chamber. This is one of the most important weapons that everyone needs to master in Valorant, because it's a free elo stick once you notice a perfect opportunity to use it. What is the perfect opportunity, charlatan? Well, you notice that enemies have bad recon and flash utility usage, or they're not using them at all as they're clearing main areas of the map. Enemies have poor pathing, very bad angle clearing, they're just swinging angles like monkeys, or enemies are way too repetitive. Those are usually easy kills for you with Operator.
Stabilized. Reloaded. Portal closed. Cutting through.
As a final reminder, if you lose information about enemies on defender side, always remember to place your teleport for fast rotation on the opposite part of the map, especially if you have true numbers advantage. You should be the master of repositioning with Yoru, and you can easily cover the whole map. Lamps. In smoke here, here.
One enemy remaining.
Now, this ultimate was a bit unnecessary in a 4v2 scenario, but I just wanted to reveal the enemies and close this round without any additional hustle, because attacker side of bind is 10 times harder compared to defense. Basically, this map is hell on attack, and you really want to win as many rounds as possible on defender side. And by the way, in the previous episodes of this series, I have completely explained what are the best ways to combine your utility with ultimate in order to distract enemies and take some free kills.
Out of charges. Make teleport. Back off.
One enemy remaining.
Cutting
GG,
through.
guys.
21-3-9. What the fuck? Now for the third rank up match, we're traveling on Split. In this first full buy round, we're trying to take B-side control through tower. And I need to give you one very important tip. If you're pushing some bomb site only through short area of that site, in this example that's B tower, always make sure to check the main area of that bomb site before you do anything else, because your teammates will most of the time ignore that area of the map and completely forget about the possibility that one enemy could have taken some additional space. So in this example, before we even plant the spike, I should have cleared the backside and B main together with my Sage, and then plant the spike. This is some rule that you need to follow on every single map and bomb site in Valorant.
One of them.
One enemy remaining.
Main, only Spectre. Only Spectre.
Last player standing.
Maya.
Also in this round we took way too many 1v1 gunfights, but if we cleared bomb site together, this round would have been much easier to close out. Remember, my friends, fight the fights with your teammates, clear the bomb site, and then, when there's nothing else to do, plant the spike and play the post plant. Now in the next round, our mid push was completely stomped by enemy team, which left us in a 2v4 clutch scenario with our Omen, which means that we need to isolate some gunfights that work in our favor.
Stealing sight. Enemies.
Cypher was B side.
120 side. Yield herself, probably.
Stream. Cutting through.
This is one of the most common mistakes that I see across every rank in Valorant. Stop playing alone when you have true numbers advantage. You don't need to force solo fights like enemy Reyna. You don't want to play in some one and done off angles such as enemy Sage. If enemies just play together on a proper refrag potential, or if they simply play the retake together, we cannot win this round. But because of enemies' poor positioning and poor mentality, we managed to turn this round into 2v2 scenario, and we decided to slowly play together towards A site.
Okay.
Teleport.
I know exactly.
One enemy remaining.
Remember, my friends, Valorant is like a chess. You're doing traits and playing a game of numbers. Thus, mastering proper positioning and ranked team play is very important for your success, which is one of the main things that I'm abusing during this series, because Valorant players are extremely undisciplined and they love to force some pointless solo gunfights.
Elbow somewhere.
Last player standing.
Nice.
Time to jump.
Now in this round, I'm going to showcase you something that I call a 90-10 angle holding technique, which I'm going to explain in depth in my reaction time and angle holding guide once this video reaches 2,000 likes.
Back soon.
It's cancelled. Feel like I've healed you.
Shadows traveling.
Planting open.
I'm playing on your contact, Yoru.
One enemy remaining.
My ult's ready.
One more.
Time. Other people.
Every single one of you guys that I've coached in my private coaching sessions, you know why we're holding the angles like this, right? Think about it. Think about it. After hectic attacker side, we're moving on to defense, and to be honest, every attacker side on split is hectic with random teammates. Now in this round, enemies were executing B side through B tower, and we traded some numbers left and right, which left me in this 1v1 scenario against enemy Omen. In these scenarios on defender side, you always need to do some smart gambling and eliminate the factor of timings as much as you can. Essentially, you want to isolate angles in a way where you cannot die based on timings or luck, and you want to hold only one angle from which this remaining enemy can engage you. Also in this round, I thought that Omen is probably going to fake his push onto B side, which most of the players do in this 1v1 scenario. He knows that I'm in CT spawn, he probably thinks that I'm moving on to B tower after that kill on Sage, and he also did some random shrouded steps, which made me believe that he is trying to keep his location a secret and he's slowly moving towards A side through vents. That is why I decided to take that gamble and play instead of screens. On this position, it's highly unlikely that enemy Omen is going to come behind me, because if he pushed A side from rafters, I'm going to hear the drop, and if he pushed A side through main area of the map, it's highly unlikely that he is going to clear this angle as well once he clears the whole site. And if he goes for spike plant on A site, there is no way that he's going to expect me this close to the actual bomb site, which should grant me an easy kill. But this was still a smart gamble, and he actually decided to finish on B site, which left us into a complete 50-50 retake, where he can be anywhere and everything is based on pure gambling, when you have no utility to use. So it's time to panic a bit and clear angles like a real Goriramon.
Nice.
Nice, bro.
Now, when you're playing an eco round and you have Yoru's ultimate, Shorty and some shield are everything that you need to get a free weapon and potentially clutch that round for your team. That is why I'm using this passive teleport into CT and waiting for perfect opportunity to strike with my ultimate.
Killed their cipher.
Spike planted.
Decoy.
One enemy remaining.
But when enemies have bad smokes and they love to push Shorty players into a close-range gunfights, you don't even need your ultimate. All you need to do is master the Shorty.
Charges. I'm back.
You are so
Nice.
insane, bro. You are so insane. Like, what the fuck? You getting 3 guys with shorty? Nah, bro, this can't be real.
I love this weapon, man. I love this weapon, bro. Now, this game actually went into an overtime, and once again we're on the attack. We tried executing A side together as 5, but our push was completely stopped by enemy team, and we were left in this 2v3 scenario with our Sage. Here we decided to cut the noise for 20 seconds and reheat A site again, which will hopefully make some enemies think that we're rotating towards B site, plus our Sage is only one ultimate orb away from reviving one of our teammates.
30 seconds left.
Whenever you're playing against Sage that has revive or she's one ultimate orb away from having it, chances are really high that enemy team is going to end on the site where there are some bodies laying down on the ground. That's why if I was playing on defense, I would have kept the aim and control throughout this whole round and simply played the retake on B site.
I saw them. Out of charges.
80 right now.
Zako.
Nice. Go side, yes, please.
One enemy remaining.
Go side, not side.
Cutting through.
10 seconds left. Last player
Hey,
standing.
bot. Nice.
Nice.
My friends, always remember to read the enemy's utility and ultimate status, because that information can tell you a lot about their next potential move.
On side,
10
back side.
seconds left.
GG boys. 100% win rate still. Is it gonna be a double rank up? Come on. Come on. Brother, man. Now, after 10 games, we have 100% win rate with Yoru, and we've already reached Ascendant 1 on this fresh new account. To be honest, Yoru and Omen are probably the most fun agents to play in Valorant with a lot of big brain outplay potential, and this might be my new main agent in Radiant Elo as well. Also, we still need to see for how long we can keep this green carpet on our screen, and there's still plenty of tips, tricks and strategies that I need to teach you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you, my dear tricksters, in the next episode.